Ladies and gents, welcome back to the Mean Podcast. Let me tell you, it's a bit surreal being here right now, inside Barneys with the man himself, Mark Labrooy.
Labrooy, you dickhead.
Mark Labrooy is in town, and he is fit firing here at Barneys. The Stoner Woods already rocked me. Mate, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Thanks so much for coming on. Huge to have you here. Huge to have you on the podcast. Easily our most handsome, decorated, successful guest so far.
I don't know about that one. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
When I was chatting to one of my mates yesterday, she was like, "Who's this Jordan fella? He's a bit of a looker." So,
oh, really?
Yeah, she was quite excited.
Well, let me know who she is. I'll slip her that $20 I asked her to say that to you. Mate, like I said, thanks so much for coming on. Having me in Barneys. As I'm looking up, you got a couple of deer antlers up on the wall.
I do.
One
of the guys who worked here said to me the other day, I thought that they were fake. I thought that they were plastic. And there's a lot of effort that's gone into those.
Did you not see a wild game butchery out the front? Imagine you had plastic antlers on the roof.
I know, like who's making those? But yes, I think I've finally been able to make a space that I can hang my own deer heads in.
Yeah, mate, incredible.
My wife won't let me hang them up at home, so I had to make a shop to put them in there.
Yeah, mate, I mean, I looked it up, and this is Australia's first pizza takeaway and wild game butchery. Is that surreal?
Oh, yeah. I think it's an odd combo, but as in, of course it's the first. Who's doing wild game with pizza?
That's true. Well, I'd never really heard of wild game before you, to be honest. No.
Oh, it's definitely here. I think that wild game journey for me has been one of the things that I've found the most rewarding.
Yeah.
That it's really interesting, that journey into the food system when you start cooking professionally. You ask yourself so many questions of we have so many doubts, am I good enough to be here? Do I deserve to be here? Can I make this work? And you do really long hours and you work in good venues and you learn about food. And then you kind of start to learn about the food system, the landscape of it. And for me anyway, not everybody feels like this, but for me, I thought to myself that it's quite broken. And I'd always been a spearo. So I'd always been involved in the ocean and kind of knew when the cuttlefish run was on.
So what's a spearo?
A spear fisherman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm with you. So I'm not that handy. I'm not that alpha like you. I'm a bit more of a beta, to be honest.
It makes it so you're very in touch with the ocean and the seasons and what's going on and what happens, when the water clears up and, what is actually going on. And it would coincide with what was available in the market. So you'd be shooting bonito and the bonnies would be on at the markets at a reasonable price. So you're kind of I'm very in touch with your fishmonger was almost like a bit of a gateway into what's going on in the ocean.
Sure.
And I think that it was very reassuring. It's I'm seeing snapper and there's plenty of snapper around, or I'm shooting dollies on the fads and dollies are starting to find their way into the market. So it's great, seasonal, Spanish mackerel will be another typical one. But it didn't really happen in the landscape. It doesn't happen land-based.
No, it doesn't, does it?
No, it's not like that. And there is definitely a season for it. We're really struggling with harvest at the moment with the venison. So, with the wild deer, we shoot all these sambar out of the Victorian high country.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. Just if you don't mind me chiming in here. So when you go hunting, it's obviously...
Hunting, no G.
Yeah, that's right, hunting.
Yeah.
No G.
Yeah.
When you go hunting, obviously, do you have your go-to areas? You're not just going down Albion Park Rail and
whacking a couple of
sort of stuff
bunny rabbits off the side of the road. No, I have a couple of properties that are my regular, well-frequented properties. We've got a big property in Holbrook that I have access to. And that's red deer.
Is that just through the owners? Met the
owners. And,
right, okay. And they're mate, please just go out there, do what you can.
It's it's like a long-term relationship, and there's a couple of us that really manage that property and try not to decimate the herd. Like we really want to see some nice animals come through there,
right.
and there's good genetics, so we want to keep that genetics running.
Right. Okay. Oh, interesting.
So that's like one place that you know it well, you know the structure, you know where the deer are bedded up, you know where to, like once you've hunted a few times, you really have an understanding of like where you're going to cross paths with them.
Yeah, amazing.
And
you
like,
get to understand the
hunt
country
that
as well.
part. Yeah, and I love hunting that in the rut, you know, like with the bow and in the rut. It's so exciting.
Oh man, it would be. Like, do you usually hunt by yourself? Like, is it a crew?
There's a crew of us that usually go. We got a hunting crew. There's a couple of dads from here that have started to get involved with it, and that I've converted into fellow hunters, which has made going away a breeze because you know your whole family. When you know everybody, it's like, hey, we're all going away together, so you get a bit more permission. But yeah, there's those areas, you know, like. The rut is that time of the year when the deer are going crazy and they're fighting each other and wanting to, you know, parade around a lot. So there's a lot of activity. But, you know, the Victorian High Country for me just holds such a special place. And that's where these deer come from that we harvest for discovered. But at the moment, you know, that those fringe country areas, which is typically where the shooters are harvesting those guys at night time, when the weather warms up, they push up high because those alpine grasses start to grow and there's a bit more feed up there, there's a bit more water up there, so they stop coming down so much. So it's harder to go and, like the deer don't leave, they just feed in different areas.
Sure, yeah.
So, and I think that's the seasonality of learning about, you know, what's going on with deer. But then you start to find yourself travelling, you know, there's great pigs and goats out in Orange and Dubbo, and so you're like, all right, well, let's get in the car, let's get out there, you know, and you kind of make friends and find yourself in these crazy places.
Or in those communities, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Is there like a different, way to obviously hunt these deer? So pigs will be different to deer, like is it different strategies, different equipment?
Yeah, like you want to make sure that you use enough gun. Like I hunt the sambar predominantly with the rifle.
Yeah.
As they're pretty tricky and pretty flighty and very alert. They're very difficult deer to hunt even with a rifle.
Mate, I can imagine.
So you want to make sure that the caliber that you have is enough. You know, pigs you can get away with a little bit more. You can be a bit more noisy, but you can't. You know, if you're downwind from them, their nose, you'll never beat their nose.
Really?
Yeah, never ever. If they catch a whiff of you, they're out.
Fuck, so like one of the boys just goes...
Done.
Up the,
You're absolutely
you're like,
done.
Jerry! Fucking hell.
And you just got to be mindful. You can't just be walking through the bush and taking a piss everywhere. Cause, you know,
oh, right,
yeah.
Of course.
So yeah, like there's just a lot to learn. Great people to meet.
A lot
awesome
to learn.
Like, there's just an awesome community attached to it. And I think that hunters in this country have an identity problem where, you know, we all have that image of some bloke who's a bit overweight who's running around sucking down bundy rums on the back of a ute shooting shit, you know. And,
well, that is the cultural way to look at it, I reckon.
You know, those guys definitely do exist, but there is a group of individuals out there who train really hard and hike their way into the backcountry, honour the animal, honour the process, and eat incredibly well. And I think that's what I was really drawn to. So
yeah, sure. And speaking of eating them, so the deer is, 75% better than normal beef? Or like more protein, less fat?
Yeah, I actually don't... I should know the details a little bit more as I'm...
Well, let's go with 75. Pretend like I know what I'm talking about.
Sweet. Like incredibly high protein count, like the macronutrients attached to them far exceeds like, you know, conventionally farmed beef. And you've got a wild, organic, free-ranging animal that's been harvested out in the wild and you know, and brought to market. And between the two governments of New South Wales and Victoria, there's about $40 million a year spent to eradicate deer from helicopters where they, they shoot them and leave them to rot on the ground and all the rest of it. And
honestly, that is
it's
just,
fucking crazy.
That's wild.
It's just so crazy.
Well, I think a lot of people, there's a disconnect there. People would have no idea that's happening.
Well, here's one of the things that sort of brings us back down to Barneys, and when this space became available, and I started to think like, oh, what am I going to do? I was like, I really wanted to try and crack the code. Like, I've been cooking for a while, and there's plenty of work for me in the cities, and sort of doing that consulting work, and but there isn't so much work down here, and I think like by having that big restaurant group with the ducks and then doing that time in the boathouse, it was kind of like, you know what, I really want to step away from all that big business, and just start doing something that's small. And I was like, well, I love knocking around with the dough, and I love doing the pizza, and I love the wild game. And this is an area, like if you live down here and you've never seen a deer, well, you're fucking blind, because like they're at the beach.
That's it.
Like honestly, they're at the beach.
Honestly, if you're in the Woonona Bulleye community page on Facebook, you'll see photos of the deer making their way down in people's driveways.
1,000%.
Fucking everywhere now.
Yeah,
everywhere.
So, and like I regularly be driving along Memorial Drive, and there's a dead deer on the side of the road. Like someone's clipped one.
Do you ever think like, ooh, maybe swing by and grab it,
a little
chuck
bit
it in the back?
A little bit of fermented mince in the sun.
Oh no.
No, I've never thought about picking them up. So I think like it wasn't such a far cry, and this has been an interesting place because people come in and be like, "Oh yeah, I shoot my deer." Are they your heads up there? Are they? Yeah, they're my heads, mate.
Oh, So your biggest one's probably half the size of my one. But, I could just
it hasn't been too much like that, but it's great. Like people are engaging with it. It's great to see, and it is a bit outlandish to think that someone's going to come in and get a margarita and a tenderloin, but that's what's been happening. So,
well, I think it's like the perfect combination for like obviously meat's taken off like lately with all the new way of eating, more of a caveman diet, all meat diets. Also combining that with all the pizza lovers out there, and you this is your joint. This is a combination of everything that you love, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like this has been, like I built it. Like obviously I didn't lay the tiles because they'd be a bit fucking wonky if I did.
Holy fuck! I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Yeah, it was a job, but like to jump in here in work clothes and like lay it all out, plan it, knock the walls down, install the lintels, and build all the stud walls, and organise the trades and all the rest of it. Like there's something very rewarding around seeing a blank canvas, laying it out the way that you think it's going to work, building it. Being happy with the layout, and then seeing it in action, and it all seems to work and flow. And is there a couple of things that I've changed? For sure, there's always a couple of things.
No,
but,
of course, yeah.
Like it's been incredibly rewarding to see, and then seeing the community engage with it. Yeah, you're like, whoa, yeah, like this is pretty cool. And training these young blokes how to make pizza and stretch dough, and
so good.
Like I have to say, I've just really, really enjoyed it.
And why do you think it's people have sort of gravitated towards it so far? Like the pizza, the meat. You said like people have. What do you think? Is it because it's you? Is it because it's?
I don't know.
It's cool?
I think
I
can't put too much weight in myself because you sound like a fucking jerk. But like, I think when it's almost like I've had a couple of people pop their heads in and say, "Mate, I can see you spent a lot of money here. Thank you. Like you're investing in our community."
Well, absolutely.
And
you're taking Woonona from 0 to a 1.
Well, it just struck me really hard. Of like, whoa, thanks, man. Like that's an incredible compliment. And
you single-handedly lifted Woonona.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well,
there's a couple of good Barney joints down the road, I got to say.
Yeah, that's true. But like the way the decor, the way you've done it, the color scheme, like the whole thing looks. It could be in Double Bay and wouldn't look out of place.
Yeah. I've had some help, obviously. I've got some mates who are designers, and
it looks unreal.
Yeah. So
can you walk us through like the color scheme, like why the red and green, this whole thing?
Well, that green is actually the closest tile green that I could get to the branding of Discovered, which is that sort of green, earthy colour.
Yeah.
And then I've always loved that kind of burnt red, burnt orangey colour that I've
Very earthy.
Chosen with the pizza oven.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of like, okay, cool, how you tie them up, like that creamy colour. So that's kind of where it landed. And
Gorgeous.
yeah, a mate of mine, Sarah, she's really helped me out with the design and the branding and stuff. And it was like, she just did it in a really cool way. Like, hey, what's the colours that you like?
That's
What
unreal.
would you like to see? And it's like, I like sage green. And I like, she's like, righto, mate. But it was a cool process. It was a cool process.
And Barneys.
Barneys.
If you don't mind, like, can you sort of explain where Barneys came from? A lot of people might think that you're Barney. A lot of people. If the people don't know, just driving past, like, oh, some bloke called Barney's just opened up a pizza joint, like.
Barney's actually comes from my nan. So
Okay.
when I was a little bloke, I made a pizza for my nan when I was probably 12 or 13 or something.
Okay.
And she was pumping my tyres up over this pizza. She was loving it, and it would have been so shit. I can't even remember it really. But I made the dough from scratch, and probably put a bit of barbecue chicken on there and all the rest of it.
Yeah, this is what 12, 13.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was just having to play.
Yeah.
And then when I became a chef, she said to me, "Oh, I always knew you'd be a chef since you made that pizza. You remember that pizza?" And then when I was looking at my brother, because he's a baker, my brother, he's a very talented baker and chef, and he was contemplating getting involved with this.
Yeah.
And when we were thinking about a name, he was like, "What about Barney's? Remember that pizza that you made?" And Nan fucking kept going on about it. So that's kind of where like the idea of the name came from. But Nan died when I was 19, so she never got to see what I've done with my career, or the books and the TV stuff, and building the restaurants up, and my family, and just like how food has become such a part of my life.
Yeah.
So
Just
maybe
huge
she
nod.
has, but
Yeah, true.
You
But
know,
this is a huge nod towards her.
yeah, and it was my nan. They migrated here from Sri Lanka when my dad was 8, and she called herself Barney. Like that's not her Christian name.
So she named herself
She
Barney.
named herself Barney, and what's been funny is like people have started calling me Barney. I'm like,
Wow, what a story.
I quite like that. So, but and I kind of think to myself like, this is my last hospo project. I'm not doing any more big restaurants. I'm not.
Yeah. This is it.
And I kind of thought to myself, well, it started with pizza. Maybe we'll wrap it up with pizza and put it.
Yeah, amazing. So this is it for you. Like you're doubling
Well,
down on
I say that now, but
a couple of years. What's the plan for Barney's? Like just sort of build this out, build into the community.
Like, to be honest, the plan is to like have a business and be in a community where people understand the pedestal that I want to put being a member of my family, like, and being a father, and that I just don't want to be completely dedicated and give my entire life to work. So I've decided to open 4 days a week. I'm not going to open on Sundays, and maybe if I find the right team, I will. But at this point, like, Sundays is my day for being with the fam, and
Fuck, man,
I've closed
I'm gonna
Monday,
respect the fuck
Tuesday, and
out
it's
of
just
that.
like, mate, I'm having 3 days off. I want to lean in. Like, I want to be able to do kids drop off. I want to go to swimming lessons. I want to, have a play at the beach with the guys and be there for it. So if the community can't get on board with that, well, it's kind of tough shit. Like, that's how it's going to go.
Well, I'm sure they will, because I reckon if anyone was in a position to do that, especially those who have kids, they would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, absolutely.
They would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, and that's what I was like, how do I crack the code? Like, how do I stay home? Like, I live 6 minutes drive away, like, it's great.
Oh, so you're in the northern suburbs.
I'm in the northern
Oh,
suburbs.
are you now looking down at your nose, like at us that are in Wollongong and Bellambi?
To be honest,
So
I didn't
like,
really know too much about Woonona, but since I started building it, I was like, I'd fully live in Woonona. I said it to Han.
Mate,
like,
Woonona's mad.
I'd move to Woonona. Like, it's a very cool suburb.
A lot of people that are from Thirroul, Ostermere, Stanwell Park, in days gone by, in the past, a few of them, North Wollongong. Oh,
Well, we moved to Ostermere, but I didn't realise it was a bit of a toffee suburb.
It's a little bit. As the
So-
escarpment and the water get tighter and tighter together, the more toffee it gets.
Yeah, well, we live up the back in the escarpment. I love it. So.
Oh man, what a
you know,
spot!
Yeah,
what a spot!
Amazing spot.
And what have you thought of like Wollongong so far? So obviously you took the head place, the head honcho job at the boathouse job.
Yeah,
And that was a big like process getting Northgong up and running.
Yeah, that was a mission. I ran their whole culinary program, so I had 13 venues under my control.
Oh, sorry, not to shortchange it, mate. Sorry.
So it wasn't just that one.
Yeah, right. 13 of them. Holy hell.
Yeah, it was a fucking
I'm struggling
job.
to get up in the morning, running 13 venues. Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
there was, I had like 300 people that would like kind of semi-directly report into me.
Fuck,
like for the
mate.
chef and the back of house crew.
Yeah.
For all of those venues, and we rolled out menus for all of them, and made a big change across the group when I came on board.
Well, you wanted to like obviously stamp your sort of imprint on,
Yeah.
you want to make a little bit of a change here and there, but you would just be constantly putting out fires, right?
Yeah, and I think that, the reason why I did finish up in there was, Hannah, one night Hannah said to me, you're missing it. Your phone goes off or your watch
with the
beeps.
kidlets.
Yeah, she's like, we just lose you.
Fuck.
Like, there's always going to be problems.
Oh,
so,
fuck, that would have hurt.
yeah,
That would have been like, oh, okay.
mate, they're ones, if you ignore those, then you're just not a good human being. So,
Wow.
it was, that was like a bit of a turning point where I was like, you know what? I don't need to be told
Let's
that
try
twice.
and figure this out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where that whole code talk comes in of like, how do I,
Yeah.
how do I make enough money that I can stay here? We can
Yeah.
still pay our mortgage off and all the rest of it, but I just don't have to go back up to Sydney.
Mate, if you have to run off and get the potatoes
I'm
out
gonna
of the
fucking
oven,
sort out some potatoes. Give me a sec.
while I panda, mate, because we're about to open. Sorry, I've already jumped in on Barneys. Mark is about to open in about an hour and a half. So he's got some things in the oven. He's got potatoes going. He's got doughs cooking, the whole shebang. Now we'll ask him. I promise. Riggsy mentioned some saturations levels or something like that last week on the podcast. Maybe 500 to 560. We'll ask Mark that when he gets back. Yeah, we're back. Now Mark just had to run and tend to some things. Potatoes, bits and bobs. He's about to open in about an hour or so. He's got some young tackers coming in to learn how to make pizza, which is unreal. Are you taking anyone else on? Is that what you're looking to do? Just sort of pass the baton on?
Yeah, I was kind of having this conversation with an old mate of mine who's a chef, and it's just like, you open all these restaurants and you always have these gun chefs around you or really talented individuals that, that run the team that you just offer like a little bit of guidance to. And this is like I'm back to doing the bins, we're mopping the floor at night.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And part of you, like, there's the ego side of you is like, fuck, I thought I was kind of past that. But I think there's something very, very wholesome and grounding around
for sure.
mopping the floor after a night of making pizza.
100%.
And just like, I've got some great guys that are working here, and I had one young bloke named Zane.
Shout out to you, Zane. Hopefully you're listening.
You're my boy. And he kind of hit me up before I got going and was like, hey, I want to be a part of this. And there was a couple of things he said to me just like really blew my socks off.
really?
But yeah, he was like, mate, like, you don't have to pay me or anything, but if you want a hand just to like open some boxes when everything turns up, like to get all the gear sorted out. And I fucking fell over. I was like, mate, these aren't the kids that I'm used to having contact with. You know, like, what can you do for me? So he's been great, and his brother works here now as well, and he's fantastic.
Mate, incredible.
So Zane and Levi Risotto.
Zane and Levi.
Good boys.
Well,
Very
shout out,
good
lads.
boys.
Speaking of my brother's a huge fan of you, and he'd be mortified if I didn't mention that he's infatuated with you.
I don't know how to take that.
Look, he's been following your journey for a long, long time, ever since the Ducks. Obviously, if you don't know, Mark was part of the Three Blue Ducks. If you want to go more into that, there's 1,000 articles so you can dive into about that. But my brother, we tested apologies. We had your pizzas last Friday on the podcast. He'd already had the pizzas before, and he was like, mate, you've got to try the pizzas because they're unbelievable. I was like, done. And that's when I reached out to you. I was like, mate, the boys are absolutely frothing on your pizzas. And I sent you a few screenshots.
Yeah, I saw. It was lovely.
A couple of our chats.
You know, one of the things that's that I never even thought about with having a takeaway shop is that you don't know. You know?
Yeah, true.
Like,
that's a very good point.
Because in a restaurant, you know, like,
It's
how
either
was
full,
everything?
yeah.
You know, or someone walks up to the kitchen on their way out and says, "Oh, guys,
Mate,
great job tonight. That was unreal."
And is that like, you know, in the culinary world, you know, if walking past the kitchen and go, boys, that was unbelievable. Is that like as good as it gets?
Mate, it's unreal.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, you like to think that you know that you're happy to do a service without any gratitude.
Sure.
That's absolute bullshit. That's fucking bollocks. Everybody loves hearing that they're good at their shit. You know, like, everybody loves hearing, like, guys, you know, everyone loves getting their tires.
And
popped
it
up.
like sort of like puts the pep in your step for the rest of the day.
Yeah,
You're
and like,
dude, that's
knowing
unreal.
that you've done a good job.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm beholden to the whims of Google now.
Yeah,
which
well,
I
that's right.
Never put so much weight in it.
Very true.
You know, I've had some really lovely comments. I've had a couple of dickhead comments.
Mate, Mark Labrooy, straight off the bat.
Labrooy. Go Labrayski. Mate, one guy said, you don't know what all the fuss is about, probably get a better pizza at Domino's.
Wow.
And I'm like, well, mate, if that's what floats your boat, fucking get in there.
You know what, he's probably a tight ass. He's like, I'd rather the $7 shitter than a high quality, you know, a little bit more expensive, but you get what you pay for.
You get what you pay for.
Get what you pay for. High quality ingredients, ladies and gents.
Well,
So-
yeah, got to pay for this somehow.
And that's a very good point because it's a takeaway shop. You would be used to, you know, the initial straight away feedback of people leaving full, happy faces,
Yeah.
restaurants full.
And I remember in the sort of second week we were open, it was heaps of people in here lining up to pick up their pizzas and stuff. And we're actually a little bit behind, so we weren't.
Oh, right.
We're like 5 or 10
Oh,
minutes
shit.
behind. We're like, oh, fuck, we got to get going. And this woman just came and she was like, hey, I just want to let you guys know, she really piped up. I ordered 8 pizzas last Saturday, and they were all absolutely fantastic. And I was like, oh, thanks so much. Like, do you want to make an order? No, I'm not here to make an order.
Oh, really?
I just wanted to come in and tell
Oh,
you guys.
really?
And we were all just like, whoa, that's pretty
Wow,
cool.
that's
you know?
cool.
So that was really nice.
That's cool.
That was really nice.
People taking the time out, not even to order, just be like, that was unbelievable.
Thank you. So, yeah, and it's like, you know, it's not all sunshine and lollipops.
No, of course
like,
not. Anything new.
And learning it, like learning the dough. I have been spanked by the dough a little bit, and learning the
I
oven.
remember you saying that on Friday. It's like a couple of people said, oh, the dough's a little bit this and that. But you're constantly in a state of like tweaking this, right? Like early days.
Yeah. And there has been a little bit of a survival mode of like, oh, fuck, I kind of didn't realise I was going to do this. But as everybody's found their feet, like I've got this, there's another wonderful staff member, Jemima, her name is. She's 15 years old. And
Wow.
she's like pizza royalty in the making. I'm legit. I'm not even talking
really?
it up. Mate,
Really?
she's a fucking weapon. Stretches like a boss. Super fast. Great attitude.
Is there like
No,
a
there's
lot
no,
of
there's
tossing?
no, there's no
airborne stuff?
showman.
Okay,
There's no
okay.
airborne pies. But you know, and it's these guys who are like putting it in that's allowed me to have some time to go. All right,
Sure.
cool. Let's refine our oven temps. Let's
Yeah.
refine our dough temperatures,
Which is
and
so important,
proving
right?
periods and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, and that's what's letting us land where
Now,
we need to be.
My brother, as we're eating the pizzas, he identifies himself as like a high-palated person. Like he can. How I like to sort of describe it is that, you know, Ratatouille, the movie.
Yeah, I've been watching it heaps with my kids lately.
One of the great movies.
Well,
right?
actually, that is a great movie.
It's a cracking
That's
movie.
a great movie.
It's just a cracking movie. So I always identify us. So Riggsy, my brother, is the rat, the star, and he's like, he can smell cheeses from a mile away. He has all these, you know, flavors on the palate. He can walk you through exactly
And
what things
he's
it tastes
he's
like.
sitting underneath your hat pulling the hairstrings.
Well, no, I'm the fat rat brother who just eats garbage, and he's like just full. And he's like, no, you gotta have this. You gotta
Don't
have
waste
that.
it. Don't waste it.
Exactly. So Riggsy's really trying to show me the way of like high quality foods. I've never really.
Mate, I
been
wish
like
he was
that.
here.
I really wish he was here.
He's having a baby, apparently.
having a
Well,
baby,
His wife's having a baby.
His wife's having a baby. They're in a hospital right now. Exclusive. Hopefully the baby will be here when this episode drops on Thursday afternoon. It's currently Wednesday afternoon. So fingers crossed, all is going well right now. But Riggsy is really a high-palated person. So he said about the dough, he reckons it's like a 560 to 600 saturation level. I might have got that wrong. Not a saturation level.
So dough's regularly referred to as a hydration level.
A hydration level, sorry. But is this like... I don't want to talk out of shop here. Like, I don't want to put any trade secrets out into the public.
No, that's fine. So if I was to do a space that was eat-in only, I think that I would be looking to tackle in a higher hydration dough, 75 to 80 maybe.
Okay.
That allows for a lot of steam, a very soft center, but you can able to get that blistering. You can run the oven temperature a lot hotter. There's a bit more art in it.
Guys,
it's a bit more skillful.
Just tune in right now because we are talking real culinary.
We're getting in the hole. But because my pizzas are going in a box, it's like if you guys could try the pizzas that we get to eat here.
Oh, right, straight off the bat.
Oh, man, they're unbelievable. Like every pizza when it goes into a box is not the same as eating in venue sort of thing.
Of course, yeah.
So I need to work with a pizza dough recipe that has a lower hydration because I don't want that steam to happen because that steam is what destroys all the work that you do with the
Sure, and then they get sweaty in the box and all that sort of stuff.
And the followings, the toppings just drop out of it.
And then the flop and all that sort of stuff. Are you trying to aim for like a firmer base, floppier base? Like where's your base at?
I'm kind of looking for an aerated crust, but not too big a crust because I don't want to give you a dippy sauce or anything. Yeah. I like toppings. Yeah. I like flavour. And I'm just trying to go like high-end toppings.
Yeah, sure.
Like I want you to bite into like the prawn and chili pizza and be like, fuck, there's prawns and there's chili in it and it's delicious.
Yeah,
right. And like my tomato sauce, I put a lot of confit garlic and echallots and fresh herbs and marjoram and all the rest of it. But some people say, hey, I just want a plain one. I don't like that. And that's cool too.
But there's something. I had the margarita pizza, and it's like you've definitely put something in the sauce. Yeah. It's like a little bit of a. Obviously, you don't have to give it away, but guys, get in here to test it out because I had the potato pizza.
Yeah, it's a good pizza.
Fuck, that is a good pizza.
That's a good pizza.
That was equally as good as the spicy salami.
Well, that's what I was just working on. So I poached those potatoes in herbs and garlic and onions.
Oh my god, you can taste it.
Butter and white wine.
White base?
And that's with a 3 cheese white base.
Oh, please.
And then that's got confit garlic and echalot and fresh herbs through it. So I'm trying to I've got a few opportunities to add some flavour into it.
Mate, if you're a foodie and you're driving home from work, you'd just be going from 6 to midnight right now, hearing all that.
You'd hope.
I bet you they would be.
But at the end of the day, we're making pizza. And I think that's
pizza.
What, hey guys, hey kiddies, we're making pizza. Let's get serious about what we're doing. Yeah. But also at the end of the day, we're playing tunes, we're having a bit of a giggle, and we're making pizza.
Man, it's unbelievable.
It's been a fun workplace.
Yeah, unreal. And, Woonona's received you really well. I know growing up here, Woonona was this is my home suburb, right? I grew up in Russellvale.
Yeah.
2 minutes that way. The smallest suburb on the planet sits at 2 streets. Anyway, there used to be a hot dog stand, hot dog place, maybe 3 or 4 doors up from here.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Sell hot dogs. Yeah, it was all right. But apparently, if you ask for a pot dog, they'll give you a bun full of weed.
Yes.
Have you ever heard that before?
No.
That was the word on the grapevine. Obviously, I never got one because I was 7
that's
at the time,
how you make your margins.
That's
how you make your margins.
So, mate, you're working in
selling weed to the kiddies.
I never bought one because I was 7 years old. That's just what was on the street. But old pot dog. So you're working on a very famous strip of Woonona here.
I'm working on a famous strip. I am trying to, I've still got a couple of quieter nights, like the Wednesday night and the Thursday night.
Yeah, sure, of course. But then Friday, Saturdays are really ramp up.
Kind of ramp up a bit more. But does everybody want to eat a pizza on a Wednesday night? I don't know. But you got
a few new menu items coming out. So you got the venison lasagna. Is that right?
I'm working on a venison lasagna at the moment. Yeah. I'm going to launch a pizza sandwich range for Thursdays, just as a bit of a tradies little go, $20 pizza sandwich, And there's a
Oh my God, walk us
there's a
through
venison
that.
meatloaf or a venison schnitzel sandwich, and then there's like
my
spicy salami and bocconcini.
Oh my God, a pizza sanger?
A pizza sanger. Yeah, they're pretty mad.
Oh
They're pretty
my
mad.
God.
So that's been fun. I was developing that yesterday. We were filming that, so I'm probably gonna have a crack at that at the new year.
Fuck, man, that
I'm gonna
sounds unbelievable.
close December 21.
Yeah,
through the
sure.
First, just to have some time with the family.
Mate, it's all about the fam. So what, maybe a week off over that time?
Yeah, like 10, 11 days.
Yeah.
Give the crew a bit of a time out, and then hit the ground running.
Yeah,
come
unbelievable,
early
mate.
January.
Well, mate, incredible. I look forward to having you back on in a couple of months, see how Barney's is tracking along, if you'll have me back.
Mate, I'll have you back.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Great to meet you. Great to talk shop. Great to hear all your stories. I mean, there's 1,000 different things we could have talked about. You're that established. You're that successful. Actually, there's one question I did want to ask you. Is it weird, like being a famous chef? Fuck off. Is it weird? Like, obviously not.
I'm not a
Ramsay.
famous chef. I'm just a fucking dude making pizzas.
Like,
no,
I can appreciate your humbleness, but like, you're incredibly successful, established. Like, maybe not like Ramsay status, where you have going to F1 Monaco and shit like that, but
I'm not going to F1 Monaco.
you are very well, known within the industry.
I'm, in a serious way, I never ever thought that I would have this type of life, and I didn't think the Ducks would ever do what it did for me and for us as the boys, and and when I picked up that Yeti ambassadorship and just being a part of that community has been unbelievable, and like it's almost like my passion for the outdoors and hunting and fishing has been able to come into this workplace, which is traditionally so like fine dining and fucking fancy ass cars and like wine dinners and shit, and Yeti sends me to, I was in Kodiak Island, Alaska last year for the open of the Sitka black-tailed deer hunting season, and
oh my God.
The salmon flies, the salmon spawn.
You just like pinch yourself, man.
Yeah, like okay, cool. Like I'm all right. So right now I'm in a seaplane and I'm landing on a small lagoon, and we're gonna raft for 6 hours down to camp and shoot deer and catch fish. And you're like, fuck, I'm in Alaska. Like, I'm in Alaska. Are you kidding me?
Surreal.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's these really amazing adventures that has come with it. So, like there will legitimately be a sign on the door that says "Gone hunting" or "Gone fishing."
Yeah.
And to get asked to do these things, like there's another trip coming up to the Solomon Islands. There's about 10 spots available. These guys have found a pinnacle that's coming from 2,500 meters of water up to 7 meters.
Oh, right.
That's 70 nautical miles out to sea.
Yeah.
What do you reckon is going to be on that?
Oh my God.
Like the fishing is going to be out of this world.
Well,
absolutely out of this world. And it's like, hey, Marky, hey, mate, do you want to come to the Solomon Islands to fish and do a bit of cooking? It's like, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, it had me at Solomon.
Yeah. So, they're for me those pinch myself moments. And when I talk to the other chefs and particularly the other guys that like I'm real close with, like,
Of course,
Joe Barrett and Varzi and David Moyle and all those guys that I sort of kick around with, when I think about what's my best meal, like it's such an interviewed question.
Yeah.
Where's your favourite place to eat? Like, fucking home, like in all honesty, home. Like, and, where's the best meals come? Like, when we've been fishing for trout and we've smoked them around the fire over the evening and picked
just
them
on like some beach shore somewhere and stuff like that.
It's been those experiences that are like completely, enveloped in wilderness.
Mate, like I was saying, a lot of your stuff, your YouTube series, the 6 videos, that was pretty cool. Like, honestly, just watching it, I grew more chest hairs. I was like, this is so out. This is manly man stuff. Right?
It's not. It's just.
Yes, it is. Well, to me, like a lot of people will be watching and be like, "Fuck, this dude's out there, like, dragging a deer up on a tree, like slicing and dicing it, cooking it right there and then." Like a lot of people just nicking the coals and be like, "Fuck."
Yeah, and I think that's
frozen
that touches into that food system.
Yeah.
And like nothing. Like there's people out there that are far more skilled at hunting and fishing and guiding and butchery than what I am. But I reckon I'm a pretty average fella, and like everybody can engage with this. And
Of
we live in a
course.
wonderful country where there's so much opportunity to do that. So, like if it's something that sort of floats your boat, engage with it, because there's amazing opportunities, and the more that you engage with it, the more you fight for it. And people think that somebody who hunts or fish, in my opinion, they're the true conservationists, because they want to keep this going forever. So that knowledge can be passed down. And I just never thought it would hit me the way that it did.
Yeah.
Like, it started as food, and then it turned into, like, it transitions into, like, mental health and well-being, fitness, It's like you need to be able to ruck with 25, 30 kilos on your back, because these fuckers are heavy when you got to walk them out of a forest.
I can imagine, like, how that feeling of, like, like you said, rucking this 25, 30 kilo deer up this hill, put it in the back of the car, you're like, fuck, dude, that's unreal.
Yeah, then
like
you got to go back and get
rush.
then you got to go back and get the other half of it, You're like, fuck, I've just marked that on the GPS and it's like 6.2 k's away.
Yeah,
but,
wow.
like it's there. I don't know. I think we live in such a world of convenience.
Yeah.
So when it's not convenient, it's pretty cool.
I think being inconvenient, uncomfortable is what I try and lean in towards.
Yeah.
Like, I was a bit nervous coming in today just talking to you, because it's like something, relatively out of the sphere of what we've been doing lately. So, leaning into what's uncomfortable, it's the only way you grow, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think
like
so.
with Barneys and doing pizza.
Yeah, it was a big leap. Like, I actually
leap.
didn't really know that much about pizza. I liked eating it.
Yeah.
And I feel like my palate's okay, but I've had a baptism of fire over the last 5
I can
weeks.
imagine. That's the best way to go, right? Just throw yourself in.
And quite literally, like a baptism of the fire in that fucking thing, And
it's quite a fire. Look at that puppy.
Yeah,
it's an
amazing piece of equipment.
Oh, mate.
It's an amazing piece.
It's unbelievable. As soon as you guys get into Barney's and you're ordering your pizza, then Marky Mark's serving it up, you'll be able to see the wood fire pizza oven behind him just dazzling in the corner there. It is unreal. It's something to behold.
Well, it makes me look better than what I really am.
Well,
so
how good's that? Like, for someone like you, how often are you, like, sort of nicking through Macca's? Or, or you going...
Oh, mate, I got a sneaky confession.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, like, okay.
I was having this chat the other day. Like, I think McDonald's as a kid was a little bit of a rite of passage.
Of course.
You're like, hey, you get a Big Mac on a Friday night or whatever. Well, we used to. Anyway.
Yeah, no, of course.
And when I'm on a road trip, that's kind of my get out of jail. And and there was a period there where I was developing a Belgian hot chocolate fudge sundae with like sour cherries and shit for the boathouse.
6 to midnight once again.
And I was like, where I'm going to go back to the source. Like I'm going to go back to the roots of the chocolate sundae, because they fucking do a good sundae. So I was knocking these puppies over, and obviously when you're there, you just get a sneaky Big Mac.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I'm on the road, and particularly during COVID, that was when I re-engaged with McDonald's.
Yeah.
But
okay, so on the road,
it's not a common thing.
I couldn't imagine, especially like eat across the road. Yeah.
Haven't eaten it once. Like, even during the build, haven't eaten it.
No, fair call. But on the road, like, I think everyone, if you're heading down to the snow, you got like a 5-6 hour drive, you just go and call in a Goulburn, or...
Exactly.
You're born in Goulburn, right?
Born in Goulburn.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Well, you're New South Welshman.
Yeah.
How good to have you home.
Yeah. Well, you can stop into Macca's there and eat your burger. Eat your burger under refill, a big set of cags of the big merino. You sit right there underneath them.
On that note, on big set of cags, we'll end it there. That's episode 40, ladies and gentlemen. Mark, thank you so much for coming on, mate. You're an absolute legend.
Cheers, Harry.
I really appreciate you, man. All the best with Barneys. We'll be back. My brother absolutely loves this pizza. The spicy salami was sensational. The potato, unbelievable.
Are you, mate, is he in Wollongong Hospital?
Wollongong Hospital right now.
Mate, let's knock up a couple of pizzas for him. Drop off.
Oi, do you want to?
Yeah, sure.
Oh my God, mate, 6 to midnight. If Riggs, when he's listening, he'll be like, holy hell.
Let's do it.
But mate, once again, honestly, I can't thank you enough. Absolute legend.
Nice.
Thanks for having me in, guys, and I hope you enjoyed that.
Thank you.
Mark Labrooy, how good. Here in Barney's, Woonona, episode 40 of the Mean Podcast. We'll see you next week. Now, our biggest thing is, before we wrap it up, is to tell your mates you love them. Speaking of mental health. So we always wrap the podcast with a tell your mates you love them. I think it's important.
That's lovely.
Hence the hat.
Yeah, I saw that. Noticed that before.
It's super important right now in my life. So, of course, guys, tell your mates you love them. We Audi 5000.
Cheers.
Love your work, man. Cheers.
Thank you.